All right, we're back on. I'm glad you hung on. Sister Helen DeGap passed away, and I think we've shared text until most everybody in the family knows this. And Brother DeGap sent that to me, and when he sent it, I guess it's yesterday morning. You know, when he sent it, it said she passed away just 3 hours ago. So it was right away. Thank you, Brother DeGap, for, you know, I'm telling you, when you have a death, it is so difficult to think who you need to contact. I'm telling you, that's just been real with me and anybody I know. But that was right off. Thank you, Brother DeGap, for that. And I chatted back real quick. I said, Sister Helen, I put was and is. We love Sister Helen. We can still love Sister Helen. And I like what one of the girls said, that Mama's at peace, and suffering's gone, sickness is gone, eyesight has come back. She can see better than she ever has. That's just that's the thing. What did you say that? That's in your hope. That's you know that, something you know. That in her spirit, she has great eyesight. So much so that no doubt she's already positioned herself in the cloud. Our witnesses watching you and me. So we love Sister Helen. Some of y'all remember my Aunt Beth, and you know she was missing for almost 2 years before they found the body, and she was 88. Anyway, and once they found the body, then we had our funeral service, and we went wherever it was we went, and there was a big crowd. There was a big crowd there for Aunt Beth, and there was Richard brought Paulette in a special kind of, just a rig, I'd call it. It was not quite a wheelchair. It was where she was laying in, and I could see her. We were on this end watching, and took her in and out that door there. And y'all recall that my cousin Paulette, they never did know. They knew it was a bicycle accident. I'd stop by and see my Aunt Beth every time I went to that part of town. And it was just the way I did it. Sister Becky drove me by there, went in and met her. I don't know if she met her before, it was met her then. Just a very few days before she came up missing. And we back, way back before then though. I'd go by and visit my Aunt Beth, and she would talk about Paulette, where they were living in some part of Memphis. And she would get on her bicycle, and she did everything on her bicycle, good exercise, that kind of thing. And she would come over and visit with her mom and so on. And anyway, Aunt Beth talked about how she's doing that. Well, something happened in a bicycle accident, and we had some witnesses at a service station. They didn't see it happen, they just saw her. And there's a term for it, but her back was broken. She's been comatose and in full coma for 21 years. And so my cousin Paulette. Let me say a little bit about this. Richard Kilpatrick used to call him Dickie. And Richard and Paulette was at Griffith Memorial Baptist Church in Hammond, Indiana. And I corresponded with them some. What happened, some of our Filipino preachers, missionaries, went there and stayed with them a week. And they just loved that. And so there was, of course, but it was not too long after that, they felt the need to come to Memphis. And so they left there and came here. I don't know all the story, but it's a long time ago now. And so some fond thoughts and so on. And so she finally passed away. Richard, they had her in a, I don't know if you call it a nursing home, for some kind of care. I think it's not called nursing home, but anyway, and for a year. And so he got the equipment, fixed room in his house, and all of it just for that, like being in a hospital. And went to the hospital, got her out, brought her home, put her in a room, and there was a special lady that he hired to nurse her, take care of her. And so she would have, and so then Richard also was a Christian counselor. So he set up, I never been there, but I know at least some years back, he set up an office at his house. So he had an office there, some rooms in the house, had a special room for Paulette and the caretaker. She's called her caretaker, and for 21 years now. I think she probably been caretaker for about 18, 19 years, you know, special people. And, but anyway, he had he was a doctor, he had a doctorate degree, but he also had a doctorate degree in psychology. So he was a counselor, but professionally, he could help people. And so yesterday at 2 o'clock, we were able to go on the line with the Memphis Funeral Home and attend the funeral service. He did real good. Richard did real good. He never did quote anything outside of the King James. That was important. But he just bragged on Jesus. And Paulette was just, she just loved the Lord. So I have to go back more than 21 years because she's not been conscious. But so this was special for my cousin that had a good funeral service. And I would like to, I'm not sure I got a direct line now with Richard, but I wanted to tell him he did good. That was for my cousin Paulette. When we moved to Florence, Arizona, when I was 6 years old, I was just a short while before becoming 7-year-old, you know. And we moved in with my Uncle Herman and Aunt Beth. I got a history talk about Uncle Herman. So Paulette was in diapers. And so she was between 1 and 2. So she was 2 years old time we left. And she loved me, but she loved the girls, especially Leah. And you know how it is. Well, so we had a history back there. and then up at Hammond, Indiana. That was important. He was there for a bunch of years. I was kind of surprised that they left. It had some reason, but I can't remember all of it. Some was health stuff. And so she's in heaven. She's got a whole body now. Wow. Got a whole body in spirit. How about that? She won't look like she's invalid. If you saw her, you would see her more than 21 years ago. Anyway, a lot of special thoughts. And then, oh boy, I keep up some of this stuff. Of course, everybody, if you have any news, you know that Chuck Norris passed away. I don't know the circumstances, but they were in Hawaii, he and his wife. And I think he had a special celebration for his birthday, which was March 10th, so just a few days ago. He's 7 months older than me. And, but I don't know, I just know they said he went to the hospital there in the night and took him overnight. And that was about it, you know. He'd been a very strong man physically. But sometime afterwards, there in the hospital, he passed away. 7 years, but here, I love this. If you asked him about his faith, he'd say Jesus. He claimed it. And this is his testimony that he said, I'm a Christian. He just tell you real plain. I like those things about him. Famous in sports and all that kind of stuff, you know, you run through that stuff okay. But I'm thinking about some of these folks that are my age and they're gone. And it looks like they get my age and they're gone. I was at Brother L.H. Lowry. I was at their house, and it was, I think it'd been, no, I'm not going to say it, I wouldn't get it right. But he'd been there long enough, at the tire place, Firestone, he could retire. But there was a man down the street here on Ardmore, almost to the end, and he had just retired that same year now. And 2 weeks later, he's dead. Then right behind the fence in the backyard of Brother Larry's place, and the other street you go around, a man house there. We're talking about fellows Firestone. He retired. In 2 weeks, he passed on. I remember this. Brother Larry said, I can retire, but after seeing these fellows, I don't think I want to retire. It's good to have a good job, it's good to work. And who would have thought that Brother Larry lived to be in his 90s? He did. Well, just think about people and think about these things. Ask Brother Troy Fowler, ask him. And he's one day was through here talking about, and he named some names that I would know, and they passed on. Some of them in their 60s. And he was just naming all that. Well, one of these days, it's going to be our time. But here's one thing we notice. There's a lot of people that don't make it to our age. Brother Troy will tell you that. They just don't make it to our age. But I'm thinking about those that passed on this week, you know. And there's probably someone else that my mind can't get hold of it, what's happening. But besides Sister Paulette and Sister Helen But I'm glad they're in heaven. Paul said that, he said, don't y'all break my heart. I'm willing to die in Jerusalem. And so, love you everybody, but I love the memory of good saints. Love it in Jesus' name. See you tomorrow.
Amen.